Damien again, and what I decided to do is to show you a little bit around my life world. So let's start off and let's get on with it. So as you can see, it's a work in progress, but we're getting there slowly. That's the original ship that I had, which I've made a few modifications to since the oxygen came out, and as a result of that, it was the original survival ship, painted yellow. I changed the colour scheme. My colour scheme is red, yellow and black, and as a result of that, I've put the oxygen tank on the top, the oxygen generator there, and of course inside is a vent. So let's take a quick look inside, and you'll be able to see what's going on inside of there. So as you can see, I put a platform here. The reason being, it's just easier for when I knock the jetpacks off and we walk inside. So let's get inside. Oop. Shut those doors, and here we go. So as you can see, the mist or the vapour or whatever it is has come out, and if we look at the hood, when we shut these doors again, you'll notice that the oxygen goes to high. So here's the old O2 vents, which the developers have given us, and if you notice, I've got a different command chair. When I first started off in this world, I had a very nice encounter with a couple of meteorites, and the first thing they did was they knocked my gravity generator off. Oops, a bit of damage there. Let's get the welder out, give it a bit of a go. Yeah, so one of the first things they did, the meteorites, is they knocked my gravity generator out, detaching it from the floor, and as a result of that, I spent quite a bit of time having to rebuild it and replace it. Obviously that was not a lot of fun, and it took a lot of time. So then the next encounter I had was to have my command chair destroyed, which again I thought was, well, thank you very much, meteorites. Not a lot of fun, so I disabled that. I'm playing a little bit more in a safe environment. I know it's not the best setting in the world. It makes life a little bit easier, but to be honest with you, the level of destruction it was dealing out all the time, I was getting meteorites coming every 20 seconds, so it was just getting a little bit too bad. I tolerated it for a while, but now I decided, no, that's it, it's going. So yeah, let's jump in there and we can have a quick shufty around. Now you'll see there's a second ship over here, if I can just zoom out a little bit. Oop. Now this second ship was, well actually it was a surprise. I had my settings for online, public, and suddenly this ship turns up, minus any survivors. It was a dead man's ship, and I thought, oh well. So I managed to grab it, and I've modified it to carry basically ore. So I can take it out, put my miner on the back, take it out, go mining, and I can mine in bulk and bring it back with me. So that's a good little thing with that. So let's jump out of this now, and we can go outside. Now I generally don't depressurize. I've got enough ice. I've discovered a lot of ice, obviously, since the introduction, and as a result of that, I make sure that I always have plenty of ice on supply. So anyway, that's the original survival ship, which eventually I will break down, take out all the bits and pieces of refinery, but I do find it useful at the moment for different reasons. So anyway, let's move on. So the next thing we've got over here is it's the beginning of my base. We've got my original Sol 3 basic miner there. Unfortunately, it had a little accident, which resulted in its having to be parked there until I get around to repairing it. But as you can see, I've got multiple tanks here. The reason I did that is because eventually, obviously, this base is going to get expanded out, and I will need quite a bit of oxygen. I intend to make it into a trading post. So as a result of that, I've decided that I may as well get the basics in, get the conveyors in, and the conveyor distribution nodes, So I may as well get all that in and get it ready and put the tanks in and all that sort of stuff. So as you can see, I've got it running down into my little head office there. That's my original miner Mark II. Now, as you can see, this is the medium miner. I was talking to you about in my first video. And what we've got here is, as I said to you, I would expand it out. So move the drills separately, put them apart. And what I've done is I've put, instead of putting conveyor tubing there, what I've done is I've put small storage blocks or storage containers. Now, surprisingly, because they're open at both ends, it acts like a conveyor tube, but it has the advantage that it could store materials. So when you're going out, instead of lining up all the sorts of conveyor tubing and stuff like that, what I generally do now is on the straight sections like this, I put the small storage tubes there. It allows me then to carry and collect more materials, more ore, rather than just having it as a conveyor tubing and the 2 medium containers there. I've now got a whole bunch of small containers which allows me to do that. So anyway, let's move on and we'll go down to the office, as I like to call it now. And again, I put the lining platform. I have a tendency to put it on all of them. It just helps that when you turn your jetpack off, you're not worried about whether you're just inside or not, and whether or not you're going to fall off and fall to your death and having to literally respawn just in case there's something wrong with your med center. So anyway, there we go. Here's the main one of the vents. Let's turn that on, and there we are. As you can see, it starts to repressurize, so the oxygen's high in this area, and it acts like a little bit of a space lock, but with the advantage of having the oxygen inside. So here we are. This is the office. Now again, as you can see, let's close the door. As you can see, I've got two chairs in here. I've got a flight chair and the main station chair. Now, the reason for the flight chair was basically it was just somewhere to survive for the time being. But eventually, obviously, you need the command chair for the station chairs for these blocks because it's a station. And as a result of that, I built that. Now, I've also put in here a cargo container that basically gives me access into all my materials, so I could see. I haven't put in the LCDs yet. I want to do that, so I can literally just glance, see how much ore I've got on board, how much oxygen I've got on board. I'm going to put one of the programmable scripts in. Now, generally, I'm running this without mods, so right now, if you want to join this world, when I open it up, there will be a case of there's no mods. So if you come in here, be aware that if you have a ship with a lot of modifications on, it's just going to break apart on you. So the idea is just to run it as a basic world for the time being. So again, here's my medical center, my new one, which I put separately from the ship just in case anything happened to it. And again, we've got the O2 venting system here. Now, let's just, as you can see, I'll just jump in the chair here, and we can have a look around. And as you can see, what I've got here, I've got a nice little setup here. I found an asteroid which actually almost works itself as hangars. I've had to open up and drill out the various areas, but let's knock that off. I've drilled out the various areas at the top here, but as you can see, I've got just outside my base antenna and a whole load of batteries which charge and discharge, helping towards power, and some solar cells which help to again provide power towards the base. Now, I am working on a large reactor at the moment, but quite surprisingly, it takes 2,000 reactor parts to produce it. So I'm in the process of building that. So right now, let's pop out of here. I also want to show you something which I'm working on, which is another part of the base. So out of here, let's go through the airlock, and we'll tee that. Down we go. Let's not forget to depressurize so that we're saving the oxygen. There we go. And if you notice, the oxygen is still high. The reason for that is because basically I've got so much ice on board that it's a ridiculous situation. I must admit, I did go a little bit OTT with the oxygen. So down we come. Now this is going to be my lower dock. Eventually, the idea being is that you'll be able to come in through here and come through these doors. With a small ship, uh, park it in the hangar, and have a bit of come up to the main base there. This will be eventually for small ships, not large ones. I'm going to create another hangar for the larger ships, and it will be sealed. So eventually, all of this will be fully oxygenated. I'm going to run another set of doors here, which will allow for the areas to be depressurized and repressurized. And as you can see over here, I've got rather than keep opening the main doors, I've got here is a little double door system, or a little airlock. And again, what this will do is this will allow you to come and go without the need to have to open the doors. And eventually, if you look down, if we come below this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put refueling points up here, running down underneath, so you'll be able to eventually just come in here. I'll have all this lit up, I'll light it up, sort out the sides, so it's a lot cleaner and a lot neater and tidier, so you don't have to worry about banging into rocks and that sort of stuff. And eventually, you'll be able to refuel underneath or park inside if you wanted to come inside. And again, here's the little landing platform, so that if you do want to use the gravity, then you don't have to worry about falling off the edge to your doom. So yeah, so there we go. That's the thing. Over here, as you can see, I've got the little mini helper. Like I said, I try to if I put stuff out on the creative world, and I post it onto the workshops, I like to use it inside of my own world, for the simple reason being it's not for me to produce something and then yeah, it's a wonderful device, it's a wonderful ship, it does this, that and the other, but it's no use to man the ornament inside of the live worlds, for the simple reason being that you can't build it, you can't use it. So yeah, I like to be able to use what I make in the live worlds. So that's one of the reasons why I post with a lot of things which don't have mods, because I feel if you're going to do it, you want to be able to build it in the live worlds. You want to be able to use it in your live worlds. So if you're going to do that, make it without mods. So there you are, gents, boys and girls. That's my live world for now. Obviously, like I said, it is a work in progress, and it will take a lot more before I'm finally ready to open this up, so that people can come along. And again, as you can see, I've got a conveyor sorter and an ejector down there, or connector down there rather, which I was using to throw out stone because I didn't need it at the time, I had too much. But yeah, like I said, there you go. Up here we've got my combination welder and grinder. It's a slightly bit different to the one I put on the plans. It's a little bit longer, but I just find it more useful to do it that way. So I shall catch you again soon, guys, when I've got another ship coming out. I am going to be starting a new ship, a new large ship. I want to build a freighter. Obviously, it's no point saying you're a transport mining company without freighters. So that's going to be my next build. It's going to be a freighter, which again you can use in your live worlds. So in the meantime, have fun, and I shall speak to you soon.